So I haven't filmed and posted a video in a hot minute. So today we're going to talk about my pan porn slash haul, all these eyeshadows, all these pan palettes. I don't know what I call this. My hair is a good 9-10 inches shorter. I've been focusing on school, so I haven't really found the time to get my schedule the way I wanted. So if you have been curious on what I've been up to, my panning Instagram, I've been more active on that, and I'm planning to be more active on that than YouTube, just because I cannot perfectly find the amount of time to do what I want to do on YouTube. But this is something that I can't simply put up on my panning Instagram because there's just so much. We're gonna start with some of them. I am gonna go a little bit out of order because I don't even remember the last order I did. I do remember that I said my pan palette was the pan palette for the month that I was gonna focus on was the Lorac Mega Pro 4 palette. I know this is in for its second time, like the second month of use. I didn't use it that much. I did use it today, and I'm still not satisfied with how much I didn't use it. I am going to keep it in as like my monthly palettes because there's not that much progress, and these shades are very soft and very easy to use. I've been focusing more on some of my panning products. For example, Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. I have the shade Divinity in my A to Z project. My updates up on the panning Instagram. This is what Divinity looks like at the moment. There's like nothing left. Compared to last time, I now have pan, massive pan, and cashew chew, and I still have pan and molasses chip. And that's about it for this palette. This is definitely an possible, like, something I might focus on next year. I haven't decided if I want to do a pan that palette or if I want to keep doing my little Z palette situation. Speaking about the Z palette, since last time, I don't think much has changed. I did switch the shade that was in here. This is a different shade from the Morphe and Kathleen Lights collab. There is a L'Oreal shade that has pan, the Anastasia Sienna that has pan, the Anastasia Bonfresco that has pan, and I added the Anastasia, I believe this is Love Letter, that has a little dip of pan, and then there is a purple shade from Tarte Essential palette from 2015 that has pan. From that palette, I have 4 other shadows left, and they all need to go because that palette is from 2015. That is the oldest palette I have in my collection to this date. Another thing that I originally wanted to have done by the end of this year was the Tarte Pro palette. I did repress some shades. There are some shades, if this is your first time seeing it, that do not belong in this palette. I did make some Franken shades. The Franken shade I made for Vintage is almost done. Classic has the Franken stain for Classic has a pan. The Franken shade of Vamp has a pan. Glam still has pan. And Cheek is like almost done. But I only reached for it a couple of times. So that's sad. This I actually did use for once. This is another little Z palette. And in here I have 2 items that are in my non-cruelty free pan, and that's a rainbow highlighter and then this Makeup Forever eyeshadow. I used the Makeup Forever eyeshadow for once, which was like shocking because like I never touch it. The Tarte's Tease. I have pan on Crush, and then First Kiss is in a project pan, and it now has a big dip, so hopefully I can hit pan in that soon. That would be delightful. I've been focusing on this a lot recently. This is from the Wet n Wild. It was from the Valentine's Day collection last year, and this is Will You Marina Me. I have the Brow Bone shade in my project, my A to Z project, and my goal is to hit pan on the Brow Bone. And honestly, it has a really good dip now, and I think that if I use it for like 3 more weeks, kind of like 3 to 4 times a week like I've been doing, I think this definitely will have some pan. And if it doesn't, that's going to be really depressing. The Pastel Goth palette was in my last round for throwing shade. Since I am being inconsistent, throwing shade updates are currently going up on my Instagram. By the time this is up, hopefully the next post will be the throwing shade one, if I edit this on time. And by on time, I mean right after I'm done filming this. So this I used a couple of times, and obviously I'm not the type of person to just like do one look with everything. I can't. But I do like throwing in some of these shades. Sadly, is going to be in my collection for a long time, which is like kind of annoying, but it's fine. This is also a possibility of panning next year. This is the Lorac Free Spirit palette. Since last time, I now have a big dip in the pink, and I have a big dip in the tannish base color shade, and also in the peachy pink shimmer. There's a big dip. This I pulled back out. I had this hidden for a while. This is the Smashbox Full Exposure palette. I was trying to pan it originally for one of my other projects, and then I made some Franken shades, and then I stopped using it. So the original shadows are the four on the outer corners. There's a big dip in the brown shimmer and a big dip in the matte brown. The mattes are pressed so firmly, it's a pain in the ass. The gray also does have a dip, and the gray shimmer has a bigger dip. The Franken shade for the white, the pink, and the light gray all have massive pan. So hopefully if I keep somehow trying to incorporate one color into every eye look I do, I will get this like on its way out. Just because I really regret buying it. And then I just wanted to get some more use out of this because it is fall colors. This is a Naked 3. I used it a tad, not as much as I would like. Buzz is in a project. I have a big dip in Burnout, but that's because I used it as a Franken shade. Buzz and, well, Trick has a big dent because Trick and Buzz are both that like chunky, flaky glitter type of situation, which aren't the best, but it's fine. And they both have like a big dent, but none of these are like close to hitting pan, which is kind of disappointing because this was my first palette, like high-end palette I bought myself. So like I would feel very accomplished when I eventually, hit some pan, get some good use out of it. Now this is something I don't think I really showed on this project. It's obviously a part of it, but I don't think I've ever showed it. This is a Coastal Scents, I think this is a 28 pan palette. But, this is what it looks like. The first row is the mattes from the Morphe and Kathleen Lights palette, and then this is the shimmers, and then this black, I believe this is the black all the way in the corner, that's from the palette. And then these two are Anastasia shades, and then these are all Coastal Scents. So, I can't remember what color I grabbed, but either way, the mauve from Coastal Scents does have pan, but that's been there, and along with the one bronze from the Kathleen Lights palette. I would like to incorporate this more now that it is fall, so hopefully that's what I do, because like the Morphe and Kathleen Lights palette wasn't bad. I just don't really care for Morphe. We have Naked Heat. I pretty much, the only shadows I used this past like month was Ounce because it's in a project, and then Ashes and In Fuego because I love that pink and that blue. It's a purple, not a blue, but I love the sangria type of colors, the dark mauves. Long time ago I had my hair dyed red, and I had like various shades of red in it, and my favorite was always the sangria color. So after this, we got one last one. Lovely Kat Von D. Yes, that's sarcastic if you couldn't tell. And the base shade does have pan. If you haven't heard, I've dropped this palette. The shade cracked. I repressed it. Then it dropped again and got pan, and then I made Franken shade, and then I used it in a project and it hit pan, but then I didn't consider it good enough pan, so then I expanded it. I just need to, I keep this on my desk, and I try to, whenever I need a black or gray not really a white because I'm focusing on cream shades, but when I need a black or gray or like weirdish dark transition color, I try to grab to this because I got this as a gift. That's the only reason I didn't get rid of it, and like kind of wish I got rid of it because obviously I don't support Kat Von D, if you're gonna get that from my sarcasm, but I feel like it's repetitive to say it in every single video. I have to mention her. But either way, I don't like this one, so I want it out. And now it's pitch black. Okay, we're back. So we got to talk about these two things before my rabbit tries to eat all my palettes that are on the floor. So I was doing a no-buy, stuff happened. You want to watch that video. But there are two of the items that have now been officially introduced to this project. I have 3 eyeshadow palettes that I have bought and received, but I have been keeping them in a drawer with a bunch of other new products to like just save. I don't feel like I am worthy to open them. It's like I have so much stuff I want to focus on. Why bring in new things? But I got bored and I needed a little pick-me-up. So from the Naked palette, I only did one thing. I only used one thing. And that was the shade Toasted. I put it on my lid and I did like a 1 shade look for school, I think. And I don't regret using it. I really do love the shade Toasted. That was when, even back in the days before, now that this is like retired, but it's probably coming back, we all know something's gonna happen. I was always drawn to Toasted. Like, yes, this is a good array of nudes, but like Toasted's what suckered me in. And then I saw it was going away and it's 50% off. And I got it as a gift and I was like, it's meant to be. This and this probably won't appear in this pan again for like another hopefully 2 months, unless I do get bored again or I just really start gravitating towards this dude. Because this dude, I like this dude a lot. This is Subculture. I still have the plastic in it because I'm trying to motivate myself not to use it. I did use it when I got it, but I didn't talk about it in this project because I kind of felt guilty about the fact of getting them, which is what I talked about, and more stuff I talked about in the no-buy video. But recently I used All-Star, Cube, and most likely Dawn. Oh, I dipped into Roxy. And if I dipped into Roxy, that means I dipped in Electric. So, once again, I love these tones. And, like, Adora and Electric, fuck me up, fam. Like, but, yeah, I'm very, like, when I feel that I can, like, pull this out normally, this is probably all that I'm going to wear. Which I know I will have to pull it out soon because of the 6 month. And since this is, like, I got this out of Marshall, so it definitely is one of the older palettes. I'm just, like, excited. So, my goals for this pan and where I, like, want this to go, you probably saw my rabbit. I would like some changes in the Sephora Z palette. Hopefully I can get some of those shadows out that I've been focusing on. Hopefully I can finish the Smashbox palette soon because it also is from like 2016, so like, you know, old. But so far I feel like the purpose of this pan, at least for me doing it, is to, besides doing throwing shade, this is another way to keep a rotation going for me and for me to be motivated to grab different stuff. And I've had a lot of good eyeshadow looks come out of doing this, and it has helped my motivation because if you haven't noticed, or if you're new here, during August I fell off the bandwagon of posting videos, which is something that I have a tendency to do because of school, not really because of no motivation, which is what like surprised me. And this video is getting really long, so I'm gonna try to talk a little bit quicker. But sorry, my kid tried to eat a detergent. what the hell are they called? Dryer sheet. There you go. So this has helped me like incorporate more color. Like besides the glitter, you'll find out on my painting Instagram why I'm wearing glitter. But like that red shade is from the Lorac Mega Pro 4 and Spice. And I'm not that like I'm afraid of different colors, but I haven't used a lot of them. So I put that in today and like this look is so good. I'm so happy that it turned out like this. I also used Anastasia Gold Ochre and Raw Sienna in the crease. But like this is the stuff like I'm explaining to you just then what I used made me excited. So that's like the purpose of me doing this, is to create more excitement so I'm more motivated to continue to pan and focus on different stuff. So if you enjoyed this long video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and all that jazz. I will be getting more consistent. This was just my first semester of college ever, so I was feeling it, trying to understand a routine. Some other aspects of my life have like improved, while some have went drastically downhill. So this is me learning and adulting. And she's eating the dryer sheets again. So peace out, Girl Scout.